I love you. Welcome back to the Couch Potatoes for the 10th exciting episode of our James Bond playlist. We're not at the halfway mark yet with this guy.
Yeah, we're not at the halfway mark with this guy?
Not even with Roger Moore. No, we're not at the halfway mark with Roger Moore. We're not at the halfway mark with James Bond either. It's ridiculous. There's so many.
I mean, yeah.
We'll be there for all of it. And I am the Green Traveler from Gorsh.
And I am the Faceless Leon. This is a podcast about movies and TV called Green and Faceless on the Couch. Which is, us on the couch. Yeah. Watching movies.
And my dog just eerily walked around the corner carrying a squeaky toy like a daring omen.
There's a cricket outside my window.
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah.
This is a night episode. We don't normally film or shoot at night. This is kind of fun.
Yeah, this is it's almost 10. And yeah, this might be the latest we've ever recorded. I don't know. But it was a busy day, and it's a busy weekend, and we're falling a little bit behind, so here we are. Giving you guys the time that we have, and we hope you appreciate it. And if you do, you can go on down to patreon.com/greenfaceless and check out our tiers there, and consider joining. That would be great. Boy. We'd really appreciate to see you there.
It would be.
Trying to make a little community.
Yeah, we're about to have our...
there. We vote once a month on... an episode idea from the Patreon suggestions, and you were about to bring up Bangers and Hash, I think.
I was about to bring up Bangers and Hash. Yeah, we're about to have our second exclusive episode up on the Patreon. So, just check it out. It's the second tier, $5 tier. It's worth it. I enjoy it. That's where we get all of our new release reviews, the things I've seen in the theater.
I will say that that's as of the release of this episode that we're moving Bangers and Hash. We at first we decided to make it at the $10 mark, but
that's right.
We think that it would be much more accessible at the $5 mark. So come on down, check it out. And we'd appreciate that.
Which dollar mark do you get to make the suggestion at? Is that
I believe it's at the $5 mark as well. I will double check that real quick.
But that's if it is, that's a beautiful tier right there. Just for $5 a month, you can make a suggestion on what we watch, and you get a vote on that suggestion, and you get to listen to an exclusive episode about new releases and what Faceless Leon's been watching on television.
That's right. I watch a lot of it on the television. All of that television, I sure do. So, yes, at the Real Couch Potatoes benchmark, you get to vote for the potato pick. But you also get to recommend. You'll get Bangers and Hash. And an exclusive sticker.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And
I just started.
If you do like this show, though, and you're like, $5 a month that's too much. $2, a month, that's really not asking too much. And I know I feel like we're pushing real hard in this episode, but that's 50 cents an episode. For the regular show, and you get to help us vote on what the potato pick is once a month. So we'd love to see more people there at the booster chair tater tots level. So please come on down.
Yeah, it's always fun. We love doing this show. We'll always do it for free, but every tiny little bit helps us make it better. It helps us get new equipment. Helps us get us in the exact same room. Helps us pay for all of our stuff to keep the show up and running.
Yeah, and who knows if enough people help out, maybe we'll have more time to do it. And
which means more content.
To the wire. I know. we got a lot of content for this particular show, I feel like. And it's just sitting there waiting for somebody to find it. If you're just listening to the most recent episode today, which is weird because it's James Bond playlist, I'm going to say I've been listening back to the older episodes, and I would say start at our New Year's special. That's where it is a drier episode, but that's where we start hitting the goofs on being a space alien and an amorphous being.
Goofs?
The truth. That's when we start speaking the truth.
We're being open and honest here, people. I'm a little green alien in a fleshy human costume.
Yes, and I am a faceless, hairless creature in a Sasquatch costume.
Oh, Jesus. No, I really enjoy it, and if I mean again, not just to get off of our ad here, I'll close with, I know out there is somebody who really likes the idea of me going through every single episode of Doctor Who in its own special podcast.
There's someone out there?
Do that.
Did somebody tell you
someone
this?
out there, one person. No, nobody has told me this, but I know just by pure statistical fact that somebody would tune in. I'd be going through every single episode.
You know, I will say I'll listen to it. Whistle while you work. I only said that because I listened to the Snow White episode, like, literally today. Anyhow.
That was an old one.
That was an old one. And we're going to get back to the Disney playlist soon. After October?
Yeah.
You think?
I think after October, yeah.
Okay.
But, for now, The Spy Who The Spy Who Loved Me. Someday we'll do a Austin Powers trilogy triumvirate.
That as a joke to me like a week ago.
Dude, like...
that was so natural. You could not have done that on purpose.
I didn't. I'm more familiar with Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, than I am with The Spy Who Loved Me.
Sure.
Like, honestly, I don't think I would have even known. Like, I would have known this was a James Bond film, but if somebody had said, like, which James Bond actor, which actor was James Bond during The Spy Who Loved Me, I would have been like, I don't fucking know. Like, I wouldn't have been able to tell you. Timothy Dalton, was that the George Lazenby one? I don't know. No, it's a third Roger Moore film. Like, well, and they brought back the same director. They brought back Lewis Gilbert, who did the one Sean Connery film that I think we really liked. Hold on, I got it here. I don't have it here. It's coming. You Only Live Twice.
Oh, that one.
The fifth one. I think we liked the fifth one, right?
Yeah, that one was, I think, my favorite Sean Connery one. If I can remember all the Sean Connery ones, which I don't.
I mean, yeah, I don't either. But if it was, then that means that up front, I will say Lewis Gilbert has done my favorite Roger Moore one so far as well. Because
I would really say
had a lot of fun with this one.
This one was my favorite one so far. But I was just talking with Sarah, and I said, this one is very obviously written by a man. And she said, Blake,
oh yeah,
the whole thing is written by
it's almost all been written by the same men, actually. The what are their names? Richard Maybaum and something Mankiewicz. Tim Mankiewicz.
Christopher Wood wrote this one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but Tim Mankiewicz still had an uncredited rewrite. So Maybaum and Mankiewicz have written a lot of them so far. I can't remember how many, but yeah, okay. They've really gotten that masculinity of Britain's great spy down.
Yeah, but this one was definitely. I will give them this. Barbara Batch is probably the most competent woman character they've had so far.
Yeah.
And for that, I really appreciate her. And yes, she is a spy who uses her feminine wilds to, honeypot people. other spies and whatnot. But in this, she is a pretty good character. Her and Bond have to team up at one point. That's getting pretty far ahead of ourselves, though. And, they're really good back to back as partners. Yeah. And, that's great that they have a woman who's pretty much equaling the male lead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She actually, gets the upper hand on Bond a couple times, too, which is really fun. She's a very, very, I like her story. I like the backstory they have going for her. And that's the beginning of the movie, is you get the backstory of where the characters are. Bond is out at a ski lodge romancing somebody.
Yeah.
And, he gets a call
from,
I say a call. His watch goes off and prints off a little ticker tape that says, Bond, you're needed. Yeah. England needs you or whatever, something like that.
I feel like
and so then he's
gadgets have been missing from the movies lately. And this one didn't have a whole bunch of them, but still what they did with the undersea stuff. Man, I'm getting ahead of myself. You're about to explain. I'll let you.
Yeah, I think Louis Gilbert, I think in his Bond film, we liked it because of the gadgets in that one, because it was just goofy with gadgets.
Yeah, it was, and one. I get them all confused. We're on the 10th one now, and when the same face plays the character so many times, you can get their films confused. I got Lazenby's movie down pat.
That's fair. I feel like I'm right though. I feel like You Only Live Twice or whatever the other fucking Louis Gilbert one was. I feel like it had some really fun, silly gadgets. And this one just opens up right out the gate with silly gadgets.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It's fun.
The ticker tape watch had me rolling.
That was hilarious. But I have to say, that scene was so off character for James Bond, I feel like. Anytime QM has contacted him, still played by Bernard Lee, by the way. Anytime he has contacted him and said, hey, we need you, he's always taken the time to finish. And then there's an attack. This time...
to reach completion.
Sorry, was that too blue? So this time, M contacts him and he immediately drops this blonde woman. And then, there's always got to be at least one blonde. Which I guess, that makes sense. But usually there's more than one. And that's confusing to me for some reason. So he goes and skis out of the freaking cabin. He gets dressed up super fast. Ski scene. Yes, and that's a super fun ski scene. I love it more than the Lazenby movie one. I think.
Yeah, I do.
Because he doesn't even know they're coming. And it does end in an attack, so it's still with the trope. And the blonde calls and says, he's leaving. And then then he skis off of the mountain. And I literally, when that happened, I was like, oh, shit! I said that out loud in my living room.
Well,
and it was a really good
looked
shot.
It up. Apparently... the Union Jack at the end, when he makes that jump and parachutes and pulls out the Union Jack, that's apparently the second most favorite Bond moment in the entire franchise. It was
really good. I really enjoyed it.
It was so funny.
Yeah,
I was laughing so hard.
I gotta say, I was, but from excitement. I thought it was really good.
Yeah,
and he jumps off the cliff, and I felt like he was gonna land, and then you realize all the stuff that you see, all the mountains, are far in the background. He just went off this huge cliff, and his backpack is a parachute, But still, it's like, oh, hell yeah. And he pulls the ripcords, the Union Jack. It's great. It's a good scene. It's probably really the best time I've had with this movie series. Just that scene.
I can honestly agree. I really, really enjoyed that whole ski scene. Like, I was all for it. And then they juxtapose it with Barbara Bach's character, or Bach's character. She herself is getting freaky in a room with another man.
She mirrors Roger Moore
yeah.
really well.
And I really liked it too because they made it really seem at first like they were looking at the guy that she's with. You know, it's just like they were like, this is the important one, and then like a phone call happens, and like they answer, and it's just like, Agent X, you need to report for duty, or sorry, Agent XXX, Agent XXX.
Yes, Agent.
You need to report for duty. And he picks up the phone. I did
laugh at that. I was like, oh my god, hiccups hit me real all of a sudden. But I thought that was hilarious that was her code name, and like. I know that it's like, you know, pussy galore, all this shit. Ian Fleming must be some kind of pun pervert. Yeah. Yeah. That's all I wanted to say. But her real name is Major.
What I really liked...
Her real name is Major, just Major.
Gotcha. That was her rank, I think. I think she was a major.
It was. And... I was just teasing. It's Anya. I'm sorry, I don't mean to make fun of Anya Taylor-Joy.
I think it'd be in Russian. I think it was Anya.
Anya Amosova.
Yeah. And what I really liked though was when they give the call and they say Agent XXX, Agent XXX, whatever, you have to report for duty. The guy picks up the phone first, and you're like, oh, all right, there's Bond's enemy, and he passes it to her, and it's like, oh, I see what you did there. That's so fun, and it really is kind of fun because she really does match him. And you find out immediately once that ski scene happens, they do the famous Bond introductions, and then it comes back to her coming to her superior's office, you know, their version of M, Russian's version of M, that is. And he tells her, hey, just so you know, this guy that you loved was just killed on a mission out at some ski lodge area. And I think they even tell her that it was James Bond. Maybe not then. I don't think she doesn't know then.
Because when in the scene where she finds out, she seems surprised.
That's right. But yeah, she does find out though that, you know, her lover was killed. And you know, that's her arc. That's setting up her arc. But the problem is there's this madman out in the middle of the ocean. Stromberg, Carl Stromberg. He's got like the upside down mind flayer as a station. It's really kind of cool.
It's really cool. I'm pretty sure that the Venture Brothers stole it.
Yeah, definitely.
I recall that in the Venture Brothers, at least that shape very strongly. I could be wrong, but
I think a lot of people have stolen that idea.
Yeah, it's a really cool shape. Yeah, who the fuck knows?
It is really awesome. I loved when it came up in the horizon. I was just like, fuck, that's like, pretty cool.
I describe it as a skull with 4 legs. 4 spider-like legs.
Yeah, that's fair. It's like the giant spider in Wild Wild West.
Yeah. But less spidery and less steampunky, and it's a submersible.
That's right. That's really cool too. Yeah. I love that part. Like, and you know, the introduction to Carl Stromberg's really freaking cool. Mm. Like he's out there, he's in his station at this big spider-like thing that's out in the middle of the ocean, and he's with he brings in 2 people who helped him do something. I can't remember what his world-ending plan is, but he basically
I remember his world-ending plan.
That's right.
Yeah.
He plans to shoot nukes at like all the major cities and subvert the world to having to live underwater, kind of thing.
We'll talk a little bit more about that later.
Yeah, I love it's a ridiculously stupid plan, but yes. I kind of love that they went back to world ending. Like once they did it, I was like, you know what? I thought I was done with the world ending stuff, but this feels so relaxing.
We're...
Bond. This is Bond. Yes.
Yeah.
But while he's out there, he's having dinner with a lady friend and these two doctors or whatever who helped him with his grandmaster plan. They're called into his office, and he's just like, "Hey guys, so thanks for doing all this shit for me, but somebody stole our plans or tried to sell our plans on the black market or whatever, something like that." And he's just like, now there's only like a few people who have all this knowledge, and the two people who are, the two doctors are just like quivering in their boots, like, we didn't do anything. Oh fuck! Like what's gonna happen? And then he asks the lady to leave, and she goes to the elevator. And while she gets into the elevator, the bottom drops out, and she falls right into a baby shark cage because it's a baby shark.
Yeah, it's like
a tiny mouth.
A shark that obviously doesn't eat people.
Yeah,
I don't even think it had like the amount of teeth necessary or the jaw to do that.
It's tiny. It had such a tiny mouth.
Yeah, it's like
one
of those sharks that like suck fish up. Like little like.
It's so funny. Oh my god, I loved it. And she goes down there, there's like a big blood splatter kind of thing. Like they don't show anything, but you know how it goes. She did. And he's just like, she had all the deals. Oh yeah. And then it comes back to Carl Stromberg with the two doctors, and he's just like, "Yep, she was the one who fucked me over. You guys did a good job. Thanks. Good job. I wired money to your accounts. Yeah, go on, get out of here. Shoo, take the red helicopter, please." Like, it's not a red helicopter, but like,
not the blue one.
Not the blue one. They leave, they get on the helicopter, and he blows them up because they know shit. And it's like, it's such a fun little introduction. Who is the guy who played Carl Stromberg? What's his name?
Is Knut Jürgens. He was commonly billed as Kurt Jürgens. I'm sure they still do the "yeah" sound with the J. Because most people
I think so. And that introduction for Carl Stromberg, I really enjoyed it. It's very fun, very Bond villainy, and he just disappears for the next hour and a half. He's just gone.
Yeah, definitely.
But who's not gone is the actual shining star of this entire movie, who is Richard Kiel playing Jaws. This just big string bean kind of muscular man. Yeah. But he has, what are they, like iron teeth?
Yeah, like
I don't know.
He's got these prosthetic teeth on, and he uses them to bite people. I think like under the cerebellum, like to kill them and paralyze them instantly. But he. It's disgusting. It's definitely with the shark motif. That's what they're going for.
It really is.
It's so stupid.
I loved it, man. The dude's indestructible. He gets so much shit that happens to him, and yet he just keeps going and going and going. And somebody will throw something at him, and he'll just bite it.
Yeah,
it's great. I love Jaws.
He throws a board of wood at him, and then he for no absolute reason bites a piece of it off, and I'm like, okay, now are you gonna spit it at him so he gets splinters? No, nothing happens.
No, it was pure intimidation. It was pure intimidation, man.
Yeah, it was pure intimidation to a guy that was already fighting for his life.
It's great. I love it. But the big problem and what gets everything going for this whole movie is that Stromberg has stolen plans or whatever from both the Russians and the Americans. And so the Russians and Americans, they team up. Crazy, I know. Cold War era kind of stuff, like just after maybe, when was this movie? 1977. So still in the mid.
I'd say it's still very much the Cold War, yes. But that's more between, Britain's definitely was our ally at the time, but that was more between.
That's right. I said Americans. I meant, yeah. Oh. I meant Britain. I don't know why I said American. Well, because I'm American. That's why.
Probably. Hey, this is a spoiler. Do you want it? Do you want a surprise for a future movie?
Yeah.
Jaws returns.
Yeah. Yes.
Jaws returns in Moonraker.
Yes. Oh, that's the next one. That's so exciting. The next
one. Okay, that's fun.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait, man! I can't wait. Yeah, I really just love Jaws. But what the thing is with the American, I did it again, with the Britons and the Russians working together, uniting their secret spies, XXX and 007, to go after the plans, to go after Stromberg, to bring him down. Because he has submarines with nukes on them. That's right. And Stromberg sends Jaws and another dude who doesn't really matter. I call him Mr.
Yes, Potato he does. Yes, he does. Sandor. Sandor, who is literally in the movie for less than 10 minutes, which actually that's a lot of screen time. It's probably more like 2 minutes. Milton Reed plays this guy, and I really enjoyed him because like him next to Jaws, it was such a funny picture. It was such a classic. Because this guy is like super short, but super built. Like he has no neck. Okay, he might not be super short. next to fucking what's his name?
Jaws, he is
Richard Kiel. Yeah, he's like 7 feet tall or something like that.
Right. I always, when I saw Sandor, I mean, he doesn't actually look like this, but all I could see next to Jaws, all I could see was a Shantaran, the potato people from Doctor Who. That was it. That's all I saw.
Yeah. That's good. Sorry to make fun of you, but before we started recording, for fun, I looked at his bio, and there is some good stuff in his bio.
There really is.
Maybe this is a news section. Super strange side characters. So, this guy used to go around signing his autographs, Milton Gaylord Reed, even though that wasn't his name, and just for fun. And he also was in porn movies. And died mysteriously in India, and nobody really knows what happened.
We could honestly just I'll read the wiki parts because it's hilarious. Additionally, Reed accepted non-sexual roles in a couple of hardcore porn films, and then later on, his death is something of a mystery due to the conflicting dates of death, and also because he died in relative obscurity in India.
Oh yeah, gosh, wasn't there also?
I mean, it's not hilarious they died, but
no, it's not. But there were letters. Like he reportedly died on this date, but there was letters sent back and forth with his son, dated later than that. So my theory is
Wikipedia has it as earlier, so that's why I'm really confused because Wikipedia says he traveled back to India, where his mother and sister resided, and he supposedly died of a heart attack in 1987. And his son was still receiving written correspondence from him in 1986. He was still alive. 1986, he died. I don't understand why they put that in there.
Oh, I thought the IMDb said it differently, but
that would make more sense. I assume it has to be a typo on Wikipedia.
I don't know. It is super strange.
They're making it.
Though.
They're setting it up like he was still messaging his son after he died, but the way Wikipedia has it, he was still kicking.
So, thank you for being shortly in this film just so that we could learn about your story. And thank you, Couch Potatoes, for indulging us in super strange side character.
He really, he's there. Him and Jaws are both sent out to find Bond, and Bond just dispatches that guy within a couple minutes, and it's so funny.
Quick. I'm like, really?
And I love how he does it too. It's hilarious to think. Yeah. Okay, so spoilers. There comes a moment where the guy's about to fall off the edge of a roof, and he grabs Bond's tie, his necktie.
Yeah.
And Bond, I'm not gonna say Bond's not a super strong man. He definitely is. But it's hilarious to me that he is just holding this much heavier man who has all of gravity pulling at him to fall over the side of this building.
Right.
And Bond just holding him there with the power of his upper body because the guy is just holding on to Bond's necktie and Bond's just like...
Not just that, like his neck. Like it is his neck. And it's basically a slip knot, so the tie is tightening.
Yeah.
Though maybe there's a regulation knot that they use that doesn't slip. Because why would you wear a tie out in the field, Super Spider-Man?
I was 100% expecting it to be a clip-on tie. Because I thought Bond would like...
I thought that was going to happen.
I thought Bond was going to get like the information he needed and just be like, pop. Just let the guy fall.
That would have been so good. Why that isn't a gag in Austin Powers, I will not know.
Hey man, it honestly might be. I can't remember.
Who knows?
I even know.
It sounds like it could have happened.
But yada yada yada. Long story short, with the plot here, Bond and Triple X. I can't remember her name. Anya. Bond and Anya.
Yeah.
Last name. Yep. Yeah.
Amasova.
Through their journey.
Yeah.
They connect, and when she discovers that Bond killed her lover, Bond, who was starting to like her a lot, also discovers that he did it, and he was just like, it's just part of business. I was skiing, and this guy just started shooting at me, and one thing led to another. I killed him. I'm sorry. But like she is on, she tells him, we're not going to do anything. We're not going to sleep together. And when this mission's done, I will kill you.
Yeah.
Like,
it's pretty
she will work together with him. She will be his partner, but she will kill him once the mission's done. And they pretty much stick to that, except, for the very, very end of that plan. But I really enjoyed how she was just like, you might be a charmer, but at the same time, so am I. Get the fuck away from me. This is strictly business. And when they get to Stromberg's, sadly, she does become just damsel in distress kind of thing, which is really annoying. But so does Bond. Bond gets kidnapped, too. So,
That's true.
But when we get back to Stromberg, it's kind of boring for me because, I mean, I like the world-ending plan. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But Stromberg himself just kind of loses all intimidation after that intro scene because he's gone for so fucking long.
He is gone for a long time, which is pretty common in Bond movies now I think about it.
Yeah.
Or the reveal is just very late, who the evil character is. So Stromberg rather wants to use the Russian and British nuclear submarines to fire on both the USSR and the US of A, starting a cataclysmic event that will, blow up basically all the surfaces of all the continents, forcing the people that Stromberg has chosen to live under the sea, as you have said earlier. I know I'm just reiterating. But I gotta say, I really love that his intent is truly, I am ending the world to save it, Like, it's not a, hey, give me the money, which, was always Blofield's shtick.
$1 billion.
$1 million. So, James Bond, has to stop him, and he does so by killing everyone? I don't remember, actually.
Pretty much.
Oh yeah, he helped the Americans. He helped the Americans. Yeah. So it was actually American subs. They took American subs to do this. Forgot.
See, I think that's why I got confused.
Yeah, because there was an American submarine crew, and they make it a lot more evident that James used to be a naval officer in this movie.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
yeah. He was.
And I enjoy how the American. Yeah, and I enjoy how the American stereotype is portrayed in this film still, where it's just like they're, you know, the military aren't as bumbling idiot as the sheriff was in the last couple films, but they are still pretty much bumbling idiots, and I love it
for sure. But I was looking for the captain for the submarine, but he helps Bond reprogram these, I think they're unmanned subs, to blow each other up instead of, because they can't stop the missile launch. So they reprogram the launch to blow up the submarines. And after that's done, Stromberg is gone, and he has taken Anya with her. I'm sorry. Now I'll never look at that name the same way again. I won't.
Yeah, it's because Anya is from a different. Anya is typically like we hear it as a Russian name.
Yeah,
yeah, and she is. I don't remember where she's from, but she's not from. Well, she was born in Miami, raised in Buenos Aires, but where is her family from? Because her family is not Spanish.
She's Spanish. Okay.
And Anglo-Argentine mother.
Okay.
Father is an Argentine. There we go.
Argentinian? Okay.
Argentine is what it's... tinny? Yeah.
Huh.
So yeah, that's why her I think that's why she pronounces it Anya.
Okay.
But yeah,
we're
I understand.
delineating
it's hard to look
path.
at one word and see two different things.
Yeah, it sure is. So, Veen Stromberg leaves with Anya, and he has her, and he's gone, and Bond has to go find them, and he's going to also blow up the cool Skull spider ship. The Navy is, anyways. If Bond doesn't, escape in time, they're going to blow it up, assuming that he was captured. So he goes, he goes and sits at the table with Stromberg, and he has under this extremely long table a harpoon gun with the tube.
Yeah.
And he shoots it, and harpoons are kind of slow, and then it's also like hitting this tube. Well,
it's also an explosive too. Like,
oh, that's right, yeah. Because it hits the chair and it explodes. But anyway, James gets out of the way. I don't remember how he avoided it, but it's probably just because it wasn't a bullet.
Dodged.
Yeah.
He just dodged.
He just dodged, and he was fine. And then he said, "You shot your bolt." He's not Scottish. I don't know how to do Roger Moore. You shot your bolt, Stromberg, and then he shoots his gun down the barrel into Stromberg's gut. It's a goofy, wonderful scene. And then he saves.
And I love too that not only before that scene happens, Bond drives like a little wave rider or whatever. It's a little bike on the waves. I can't remember what those are called. But, like, he just drives that across the ocean or the sea or whatever. I fucking loved that. That was hilarious. Yeah. Very Bond-esque. And then I also love when Bond gets there, Stromberg's like, "I've been waiting for you, Bond. Why don't you come up to my lair? Take the elevator, if you will." Yeah. And we've seen what that elevator can do.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious because Stromberg thinks he can get away with it twice in a movie, but when he tries it, the door opens and Bond's just sitting there, and he's just like, "You said I could drop in?" Because he has his legs spread out, and he's just ready. I love it, man. It's so goofy.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So Jaws is only in the sequel because after being pushed into the shark tank, he kills the baby shark.
Sure. Yep. Yeah, he bites the baby shark. It was fucking ballers. Most metal thing I've ever seen.
Sorry to completely ruin the ending of this movie for you guys, but it's
all right.
That was a lot of the fun part. The boring part was in the middle. I don't want to talk about that. There wasn't. Oh, I do want to talk about.
Yeah, we've already gone over it.
I want to talk about the one scene that has Q in it. Still played by Desmond Llewellyn. He is in the plot brings us to Cairo for some reason, and which we also have an Italian guy playing a sheik in that scene, which is it's the 70s. What are you gonna do? But this is the glaring thing on this, besides slight misogyny. There is this scene where they are testing out all these gadgets, and everybody is dressed as Arab people, or Egyptians rather.
Yeah.
And they have dummies that are dressed up to test the scene, the different gadgets on, and it's like, that really wasn't necessary. Some of the gadgets were fun, and there was a camel saddle that a blade came up through, and that's funny. But when you're depicting the people or having your agents dress up, as them, and also there is another question to say in spycraft: people should need to disguise themselves and be as inconspicuous as possible. But that's not what they were showing. They were playing with racial stereotypes, and it didn't really seem right to me. However, there was this hookah that was also a gun.
Right. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I will admit, though, I laughed when Roger Moore showed up in the Egyptian garb or whatever, because he looked so uncomfortable.
That's really kind of funny.
So off-putting.
Because me and Sarah were both like, okay. Some appropriation here. That's whatever.
Right.
And then she said, it does look comfy, though. The exact opposite.
Well, he looked his body was comfortable, but his face, himself looked like he was just like, I probably shouldn't be wearing this.
And neither should you, because you're not a sheik, Edward. You're not a sheik at all.
Oh my God.
His name was Edward de Souza. He's British born.
It says here on Wikipedia he is of Portuguese and Indian and English descent.
Okay, so not Egyptian. Italian. I've totally messed up and said that you were Italian, Edward James de Souza. So my apologies. But still, they probably should have had you play an Arab man. I'm sure there was Arab people who were trying to act in the 70s in England.
Right. And I gotta correct myself too, because I've been saying Egyptian and definitely Arab, so.
Oh, well,
I don't remember that part of the movie that well. I'm sorry,
it was in Egypt, so maybe I've been saying it wrong. My apologies.
No, it does say on Wikipedia, it says an Arab sheik, yeah.
Well,
for whatever reason, I thought it was Egyptian.
I thought it was in Giza, but maybe there was a scene before that was in Arabia. I don't know. Also, though, the Arab tribes, they spread out during the Islamic Empire phase, so maybe that's what they're referencing. Maybe they are Arabs who are in Egypt.
I ain't fucking know.
I don't know. I don't know everything, but I've had some approximation of my knowledge, and I'm just a stuttering idiot. So.
Right. I'm just an ignorant dumbass.
Well, did we do this?
But I think we're ready for closing statements, right?
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. I can't believe we actually recorded this long.
I know. I mean, this is probably the longest we've ever recorded for James Bond, and that's because I enjoyed it. This is my favorite one so far of this run of the playlist. I don't remember the Sean Connery films. I'm sorry, Sean Connery.
It was a long time ago.
It was a year or so ago, and I didn't leave much of an impression. I will admit that, except I know I enjoyed moments of it.
Yeah.
But this one, I don't know. This is I enjoyed Roger Moore in this one. I enjoyed him as Bond. I enjoyed Agent X, Triple X. I thought she was great fun. Jaws was hilarious, and the gadgets were great. This one had a lot going for me. I was able to actually just watch it and pay attention for most of it. I will agree with you. The middle part was kind of deadpan.
Yeah,
I kind of
really
forget most of that.
Everything that happened. Yeah.
Right. But overall, I mean, Stromberg's not the greatest villain after a while, but I enjoyed the goofiness of it all, so I give it 3 stars. So, yeah.
So, I like this movie too. I did enjoy it. If I would have to recommend just one of the Bond movies that we've watched so far, it'd probably be You Only Live Twice. But this one was pretty good. I did enjoy it. And wait, is You Only Live Twice the one with Yellowface? I think it might be.
Ooh.
I think it might be. For that reason, I don't recommend it if
you might be right.
The case. But anyhow, this movie I do recommend. Just be wary of a blip of mid-century racism.
Yep, you were right. You Only Live Twice is the one with Yellowface.
Well, great. Well, then I don't.
It's hard to remember all the bad stuff.
There was really good stuff about that movie. It was a good movie besides the Yellowface.
Right.
Yeah.
So that does make us. Yeah, it does make Spy Who Shagged Me probably. Damn it! I did it again. The Spy Who Loved Me. The one I would recommend too so far. But we're not done with this playlist. We'll be back next week with another.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moonrakers next week, and we still got a couple more before we give you our
Roger
favorite.
Moore.
But right now,
knock this one out.
Yeah.
Knock The Spy Who Loved Me off the top. Do it.
Keep going, man. I kind of do hope that it keeps getting better because, as we said, the first 2 Roger Moores, it was just oh boy, these aren't, they're movies. They're not bad. Mm-hmm. They're competent, but there's a lot to them, and they're forgettable. And then this one just came swinging. I'm like, hell yeah.
Okay.
Keep it up.
That has been the show. We hope you enjoyed a long playlist episode. We'll see you on Thursday with more fun.
I am the Green Traveler from Gorsh.
And I am the Faceless Leon. Safe travels and good night. Green and Faceless on the Couch is a proud production of FictionWorks 19. Are you a fan of the show? Feel free to contact us at greenandfacelessfans@gmail.com or visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/greenandfaceless. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, or rate us on Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much for listening.